Hey everyone, welcome to the Delivery Driver Pit Stop. My name is Michael. I'm your healthy host, getting healthier every day. I hope everybody has having a great start of the weekend. Saturday, let me make sure. Yep, Saturday. Boy, I am bad. All my days merge. I hope everybody's having a great Saturday. Today's story I bring to you with a heavy heart because once again it's about Grubhub and their shady behaviors. And this one pretty much puts the cherry on top of bad business practices. I think my wife and I were discussing this, and right now she's in business school and she's taken a class on ethics. And she's telling me, even though what Grubhub is now doing, which I'm going to explain to you, even though it's legal, it's unethical by all standards and definitions. This just came out on foodeconomy.org. I'm going to be putting a link in the description below. It's a very lengthy article, a very well written, very thorough article that lays out what Grubhub is doing in an absolutely devastating way. I'm personally let down. Excuse me. Don't mind, I got my fresh rim. I got my sorry about that, gang. So here it is here, and let me read it to you. Grubhub is buying up thousands of restaurant web addresses. That means mom and pop can't own their slice of the internet. A couple hours ago, Pete put out a video from Page Drive. He read the story, majority of it, very lengthy story. He's a much better reader than I, so I'm not going to torture everybody with my reading skills. But I'm going to approach this more from a technical aspect that hopefully I can put it in layman's terms to show you what Grubhub is doing and how unethical and how shady their practices are. So what they're doing, it says it also appears that they're publishing shadow pages without owner's consent, sometimes in direct competition with the real website. So I've had some notes here. So what Grubhub is doing is basically a term we use in the technical field in the online industry. It's called cyber squatting. And basically it's been a technique or a practice for people to make money on names, like domain names, since pretty much the beginning of the internet, when the internet really took off. And what cyber squatting is, you'll have people, back in the day it used to be people manually doing it. What they do is go in and think of these terms that these generic terms that has a .com or a .net and register it under their name, which is legal. And then when a company is going to start a website and they want to start a website, but someone owns the domain name, now they got to go to this owner of this domain name's name and buy it. And usually it's a very, very hefty price they have to buy it at. It used to be manually done, and a lot of cyber squatters manually do it. Nowadays, though, it's as technology evolves, a lot of these cyber squatters and companies that actually cyber squat have written scripts and written software to go in and just automatically generate these common names and then buy them from the internet, the registry, domain registry on the internet, ICANN. Perfect example of this was a famous cyber squatter bought the domain whitehouse.com. Don't go to it because I'm worried. Whitehouse.com is a website that links to a porn website. Of course, this person's obviously anti-government, which is fine. but this person refuses to sell his domain name to the U.S. government. And, he could probably get some of these cyber squatters make enormous amounts of money on names that they've bought and waiting for these companies to come to them. $50,000, $100,000, millions of dollars. Believe it or not, some of these, the name recognition on the internet is so important. Some of these cyber squatters that bought these names before these companies were even invented several years ago have made, cyber squatting is a lucrative business and made many millionaires. However, I personally think it's shady and I don't personally like it. I've had to deal with it. In the past, I've had a couple personal websites that have done very, very well. That after 10 years, I had a website I had for almost 10 years. It was a fan appreciative website for a singer I like, Andrea Bocelli. I had a website. It was very, very popular. I was getting 150,000, 200,000 hits a month on this. And it was a lot to keep up. And after 10 years, I decided to pull the plug. And I kid you not, within 1 hour of that URL expiring, because URLs, domain names expire. And as soon as they expire, you either have to renew them or someone else might swipe it up. Within 1 hour, a Chinese website that bought the domain that I had for, I don't know, 10, 11 bucks that I worked hard for. But again, wasn't a big deal because I no longer was doing the website. And now that website, if you go to it, which I'm not going to link, is nothing but Chinese, and I've translated the page and it goes to something about Chinese sales of some kind. A very famous cyber squatter got Google really good. A couple years ago, this very clever cyber squatter was watching Google's URL and when it was going to expire, because you can go look up when the date and the time it will expire. And for some reason, the people at Google that handle URL domain registrations names were not up on this. And I hope the guy who dropped the ball on this at Google, I don't wish bad on anybody, I hope he got fired. What happened was this clever URL squatter, the Google URL expired and he bought the Google URL, google.com, if you can believe that, and he had it in his possession, I think it was for 30 minutes or so, until Google realized, oh my God, and immediately they were able to get it back from this gentleman for no money because it was a mistake. It was something that fell between the cracks at Google's part, and the company that registers domain names, the registry of domains. So this gentleman, as you can see, bought the Google website. Now, can you imagine if that wasn't a mistake, how much money this cyber squatter could have asked for from Google.com to get the Google website name back? Everything is branding on the internet, and it's huge. Anyway, that's what cyber squatting is. I wanted to give everybody a background in case people didn't understand that way. Hopefully I made it understandable enough with my couple stories here. So what Grubhub is being accused of, and like I said in the story, it was laid out in a devastating manner, as they're accused of buying 23,000 URL names for mom and pop restaurants, similar names, in the past 3 or 4 years. 23,000. So what they're doing is, once they buy these URLs, they're making shadow pages, and they call them shadow pages. I like to call them phishing pages. I don't know if you ever have been phished. You see these websites like PayPal and these really weird, these, emails you get from PayPal, and if you click on it, it looks like PayPal. Everything looks like PayPal, but it's a phishing site. You look at the URL, it's not PayPal, even though the website looks like it, and they ask you, oh, your account has been hacked, please enter the information, and now you just gave these hackers your information. So I think this is a form of phishing on Grubhub's part, but it's also a form of shadow page manipulation. And let me show you here. I got another one here of what shadow pages are and what Grubhub is doing. Let me focus this, sorry. Okay, so the first screenshot here is of Mosher's Gourmet Restaurant. On the left is Grubhub's. They bought the URL for this moshersgourmetrestaurant.com, I think it is, or something. And on the left is the shadow page. It's the page that is ran by Grubhub. It looks official. But if you click on order, you're going through Grubhub's website to order food through Grubhub and not Mosher's Gourmet Restaurant. And Grubhub now is charging that restaurant anywhere from $5 to $9 referral fee. That is shady. That is unethical. On the right is actually Mosher's Gourmet, the real website. So you can see here, it's very deceiving. Left side's the shadow site ran by Grubhub. Right side's the real website ran by the restaurant itself. Let's go with screenshot number 2 here for Happy Kitchen. Left side, Happy Kitchen's shadow website published by Grubhub with a URL probably saying like happykitchen.com or something similar because it's, like I said, it's name recognition. On the right is the real website from Happy Kitchen. Look at that. I mean, if it was a layman, and I'm not using that as a derogatory remark, someone that's not internet savvy, you pull up this restaurant name and you see the left side, you'll think, hey, that's their website. I'm going to order from them. You click on the order online, and now Grubhub has you by the short hairs because now it's referred to, it goes to a Grubhub website, and now that restaurant is being charged $5 to $9 for a referral fee. And the last one here, Molly Hatchet. I guess it's not here locally. It looks like it's a chicken joint. The left side is the real website from Molly Hatchet. Right side is the shadow website from Molly Hatchet. Again, if you're just layman or anybody that's not familiar with cyber squatting URLs or shadow websites, if you look at these two websites, can you tell, unless you went into the registry and looked up the owner's name by owner name, unless you did that, which you can do, you would not tell one's Grubhub and one's actually the website. This is very unethical. Is it legal? Yes. Is it shady? Hell yes. And Grubhub should be ashamed of itself for doing this. This is a billion-dollar company doing this type of crap is an embarrassment. It's embarrassing for Grubhub. I'm embarrassed to be a Grubhub driver being linked to this type of business behavior. I'm going to scroll down here because, Grubhub was caught with their hand in the cookie jar doing this, and they released a statement about this. And this has more spin on this statement than a politician running for whatever. Pardon me a moment. Let me see if I can. Okay, let's see here. Also, what's going to be interesting, on the URL that I link in the description below, there is going to be a link that shows a list of all 23,000 URLs that are Grubhub bot. Very exhaustive. This lady who's done this, her name is H. Claire Brown. I'm going to give H. Claire Brown a big shout out. I'm going to email H. Claire Brown after this and let her know that I featured her story on my website. Everybody, make sure you give a thumbs up to H. Claire Brown in the comment section if you enjoy what she did. This is a amazing, amazing article that she has caught people red-handed. If you want to follow her Twitter account is at @H_Claire_Brown. So there's a shout out to the author of this. Let me see here if I can read the statement from Grubhub. Let me see here. Let me see. I guess. No. Okay, Here it is. Sorry, guys. It's a lengthy article. I had to scroll through a bunch of information here. In response to the list of detailed questions at that New York hearing, at the city council hearing, Grubhub emailed the following statement. Listen to this, boys and girls, fans of all ages. Grubhub has never cyber squatted. Again, go to Wikipedia and type in cyber squatting and read the official definition of cyber squatting. This is what they're doing. It's cyber squatting. For them to say otherwise is a bold-faced lie. Grubhub has never cyber squatted, which it identified by ICANN. ICANN is the official website URL that you can go buy .coms, .whatevers. That's as generally bad faith registration of another person's trademark in a domain. So they're saying basically ICANN has said Grubhub is, by Grubhub doing this, they're not cyber squatting. Bullshit. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. As a service to our restaurants, we have created microsites for them as another source of orders and to increase their online brand precedence, excuse me. All right, hang on. Bullshit. Excuse me. Additionally, we have registered domains on their behalf without their permission, consistent with our restaurant contracts. There you go. These restaurants have to read the fine print, because I guarantee you, in micro fine print, it's in there somewhere that they can do this. We no longer provide that service, and it has always been our practice to transfer the domain to the restaurant as soon as they request it. Hang on, I gotta sneeze again. Bullshit! That last line is the biggest crock I've ever seen. Let me see. Practice of transferring the domain to the restaurant as soon as they request it. The problem is, Grubhub is not saying, knock, 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 or call. Here, hi restaurant, we have your domain name. Do you want it? The only way they're doing that is when the company, the restaurant, finds out by accident, usually, that, hey, someone has my restaurant's name and it's a .com. And they're putting a website, looks like mine, it's really not. And then when these companies, mom and pop stores, do research, they find out it's owned by Grubhub. And when they contact Grubhub, oh, we're sorry, here, we're going to give you the website immediately. This is shady as all hell. Grubhub, you're doing people dirty. Hopefully, like I said, this is a very lengthy article. I'm going to link it below. Make sure you give a shout out on Twitter to the article's author. Her email is in this article as well if you want to email her. I'm not saying to email her, but let's give credit where credit's due. She did an amazing job on this article. Pete, thank you for reading the entire article, because there's no way I could have read that. I would have got hate mail and hate tales from everybody saying my 2-year-old, 5-year-old reading comprehension. I'm curious what you guys think of this. This is shiesty, and it's shameful, and it is a black eye, and it's an embarrassment to Grubhub for doing this. As always, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you think. Let me focus this again, because I'm moving back and forth. What you guys think of this. I personally think, coming from the tech industry for 25 years before I did this, that this is shady and crappy, and shame on Grubhub for doing this. As always, again, leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you think. Give your feedback. Let Grubhub know what you think, because Grubhub does watch my videos. Hi, Grubhub. Let Grubhub know what you think, because someone in their social media department will go through all my comments, as they've done before. I've caught them trying to post under, pseudonyms. Tell Grubhub what you think about it. If you appreciate information such as this, article such as this, make sure you please give a thumbs up, because the more thumbs ups I get, the more this article can be shared, and it's Grubhub likes, YouTube likes seeing thumbs ups. If you'd be so kind, if you have not already subscribed to my channel, I appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you hit the notification button if you have not already. That way you are notified immediately when I release videos such as this. Also, one last shameless plug. Follow me on social media. The links are in the description below. Last of the last shameless plugs. If you guys like the No Tip, No Trip shirt, and I got a bumper sticker and a couple other goodies, I'm on redbubble.com now. You can go ahead and buy a shirt if you want to wear that out when you're delivering. It helps support my website since I don't get many super chats. I get about 79 cents a shirt, so I'm not making any money off it. The link for that, for the shirts and anything else, I added a hoodie as well. Those will be in the description below. As always, I thank you for this 21-minute delivery driver pit stop. I think this is a record for my longest pit stop, but this was an important piece of information I needed to get out, and I wanted to explain it in layman's terms, not simply come out and read it, because I'm a horrible reader. That way, I have a unique position being in the technical field, that I can explain it to people that are not technically savvy. As always, I hope you have a great weekend. Keep the faith out there. Things will get better. As my father once said, once one door closes, another will open, and I'm going to do my best, and Pete from Paid to Driver is going to do his best to keep looking for different ways you can earn more money as we go through this roller coasters of ups and downs of the gig economy. Thank you again. I rambled on for 21 minutes and 30 seconds. We'll see you next time on the Delivery Driver Pit Stop. Take care of yourself and everybody and each other. Bye-bye, everybody.